Welcome back to my channel. Again, I've been doing a lot of research, and I'm talking about hours and hours of research. It's 4 a.m. here now, and I've spent, I can't even remember how many hours it's been going on, but I researched the document, the court case document that was filed with YouTube as proof that the company who's claiming the copyright on the uh, Night of the Living Dead is filed in UK court in London. And some things are really bugging me about this. Of course, I gotta wait and see if I get something in the mail from the court, but I'm sort of wondering about the validity of this filing, and I'll show you why. Now, when you file a copyright, counterclaim, and the company or the person files a lawsuit against you, and it says when you check in all the boxes that they could do that, it's not just limited to the United States, if we're in the United States. Now, to respond to the counter notification, the claimants must include evidence that one of the following legal actions has been taken: an action seeking a court order against the uploader to restrain the alleged infringing activity, not just a claim for damages, a claim of copyright infringement against the uploader, if such uploader is based within the United States, with the U.S. Copyright Claims Board, CCB, where applicable. Or they could file a lawsuit, get a court order, a CCB claim, or a determination of infringement. Now, lawsuits should be filed in the courts that have the jurisdiction to review copyright cases. For lawsuits filed in the United States, they can only accept filings in U.S. federal court. Okay, so they filed in London, in the UK, and they say this company owns the copyright to the Night of the Living Dead, black and white, USA, 1968. One of the things that's bugging me about this, and I'm going to show you, this is what I got as proof, that they filed a lawsuit for a case. The things that are bugging me about this are that I did a lot of research on everything in this thing, and I looked up Sir Peter Singer. If you look under there, in the High Court of Justice, blah, blah, the company name, who, by the way, the company name is a company that doesn't exist, as far as I can determine. This blah, blah, blah International Pictures, and no such company exists. The people who filed the copyright strike against me, or the takedown notice, is a different company of the similar name, but not that same International Pictures name. And it's they're the claimant, and then me operating as My Life in Pants. And under that it says Sir Peter Singer, sitting as a deputy high court judge. The problem with this is Sir Peter Singer is dead. He died years ago. And then below that, it says before, the case being before, Lord Justice Gore. I cannot find any Lord Justice named Gore. None. And Lady Justice Arden, well, she retired in 2022. And there is no other person who is a Lady Justice Arden, and there for sure is no Lord Justice Gore. Now, of course, I'm in the United States, and I can only do this referencing online. I'm looking up, trying to find the case number. I went through the websites, dozens of them, and to find the case, if the case was ever in court. But of course, with the UK, I don't know how they do that over the UK, but a lot of them were listed, but I didn't see anything for the same date that they said they filed this. Of course, that could be something, and the case number is a little off. It doesn't look right. It's got slashes in it. It's not perhaps it's an introductory, beginning thing. I'm not sure. The other thing that's bugging me about this, and I'll show you now, is I'm blanking all this stuff out because I don't want to get into additional, open up any other different can of worms. The claimant believes, and it's the name of this person who filed on behalf of this company name that I can't find any reference to as being a real company or an actual company. And then solicitor for the claimant is Rich Hall Solicitors at this specific address. I can find no Rich Hall as a solicitor in the UK. And the company name, Rich Hall Solicitors, I can't find that at all. And I looked up, I even went to the addresses for all this stuff that they've listed. They said their company was based out of, and I can't find them having a presence there or no name named as a business listed in that place. I mean, I spent hours, and I went to the address for the lawyer. And he's not listed there either. And I got on the legal lawyer websites, a bunch of them, and I looked up, and I cannot find a Rich Hall solicitor. Not a single one. At this point, I'm really, it's a waiting game. I have to see if I actually get a letter, a court order, or a court notification from the UK to me in the mail, or will I get the same thing that these people just printed out or scanned in to give to YouTube? If I get a letter from this company with just that, I'm not going to respond to that. I'm going to have to, if I get that, I'm going to have to write a letter directly to the court and ask, is this a legitimate case? Because something's not working here. The visiting judge is a dead person who worked for the family court, not the civil court, and there is no Gore, and Lady Arden retired and went to work for a college or something in 2022. So that's where we are right here, or where I am right here. So what do I do if this isn't real? I mean, how long do I have to wait for the letter to come in from the court, the notification or whatever? I mean, how long do I wait for that before I file with YouTube? Now, YouTube says they'll put the video back up and cancel out this notification. They already took the strike away because the company didn't file in the United States in federal court. They just said they filed a case, whatever. And if I can show I won that case and provide them evidence, YouTube will put it back up. Not that I care. I didn't really want to do it. I wasn't going to plan on having it up for more than Halloween. But that's where we are here. And I also got on the website for the company name, and I found out, they have a YouTube page. I looked at that, and they got a bunch of movies up there in 4K. I don't know how they own the rights to those movies, but maybe they're a company that's in front of is representing a different company. Let's say Channel 4 in the UK, or Lucasfilms or something like that. But the problem I have with that is, it says in the High Court of Justice, it's this company name, International Films, their name, with International Films put on the end of it, that isn't a listed company in the UK or the United States. And it doesn't say for, representing somebody, ABC or Channel 4. And I also thought it was interesting that, their lawyer I can't find, and they've got no phone numbers there, no contact numbers, and no physical address I could find. I got on Google Maps and I zoomed into every location, went down the streets, looked all over the place, tried to zoom in on signboards saying who's in this building, but the address that they have on there basically goes to a couple of restaurants. But it may be up in the building, who knows? But the lawyer doesn't have a presence that I could find in the UK, and the company name doesn't have that. I looked up the company, and it was started, incorporated this year, 2024, in April, and the website was created in April 2024. And that was just not too long ago. And so they've come out of nowhere. And I also looked up their incorporation paperwork, and there's one guy that's listed in that paperwork as an officer of the court. I mean, the officer of the corporation. Doesn't list him as the CEO or president, but just him. And that he owns 75% of the ownership. Interesting stuff. But how long do you have to wait for the paperwork to come from a court from out of the country before you can determine if it's a legitimate lawsuit, or if this company's going to send me the same thing they sent to YouTube and try to negotiate a settlement with me. Well, I'm not going to negotiate a settlement with them or me. It's going to be interesting. The judges I can't find, the lawyer I can't find, the company name I can't find. And the judges, not a single one of them, and one of them's dead and one of them's retired, as far as I know. And I could find no others of a similar name. Putting that sir in there, that was a mistake for them, because there was only one of that name with that title. It's going to be an interesting thing to see what happens, and I'll keep you updated. But I'm gonna go all the way with this, and if they find against me, and if this turns out I'm totally wrong about the judges and everything and the legitimacy of this, they can go ahead and find whatever they're gonna do about me, against me. I don't know if I could pay it, but they can try. But they're gonna need to. They're gonna need to file in the United States in order to get me um, pay them. They're gonna. I don't have any money anyway, so that's part of life. Anyway, I'll let you know what happens, and take care. It's been a long night.